What is the primary role of information in development planning? That is decision making. Information is critical in educational development because it supports curriculum design and policy decision. Which of the following best describes the impact of information on socio-economic development? That is, it promotes informed decision making and resource allocation. Management decisions are enhanced by information because it ensures transparency and efficiency. Cultural development benefits from information by preserving and disseminating cultural heritage. A technological development heavily relies on information for enhancing innovation and knowledge sharing. What is the significance of ICT in socio-economic planning? It enhances data collection, analysis, and dissemination. Which of the following is not a role of information in education development? That is reducing learning. In cultural context, information helps to archive and promote indigenous knowledge. One key challenge in using information for development is information overload. What is an advantage of using geographic information system in planning? It provides spatial data for effective analysis. How does information affect budgeting in organization? Helps allocate resources efficiently. E-governance depends heavily on information technology and access to data. A key barrier to information dissemination in rural area is lack of relevant local content and infrastructure. Open data initiatives in government promotes greater transparency and accountability. What role does information play in environmental planning? That is, identifies and address environmental issues. In healthcare, information is critical for accurate diagnosis and patient management. A learning management system primarily helps with organizing educational content and assessment. Why is metadata important in information management? That is, it provides context and description for better retrieval. Which of the following is an ethical concern in information use? That is, misinformation and privacy breaches. What is the function of data analytics in planning? That is, identifies patterns to improve decisions. In what way does information influence human resource? Supports skills mapping and workforce planning. Accurate data in the healthcare sector leads to better patient outcomes and policy planning. Information and cultural identity are linked because information systems can document and share traditions. Why is monitoring and evaluation important in information system? To assess impact and guide improvements. Which of the following tool is useful for real-time data collection? That is mobile data apps. Information accessibility means equal and timely access for user. A data-driven approach to education reform includes using standardized data to evaluate outcomes. Technological infrastructure essentials for the facilitating access to and flow of information. How can misinformation affect development? That is, leads to poor decisions and public distrust. How does information support disaster management? By helps in preparedness, response, and recovery. Big data is used in development to identify trends and predict outcomes. In economic planning, reliable data helps to forecast growth and evaluate policies. A digital divide refers to a gap in access to digital technologies. Which of these promotes cultural exchange using information? That is, online archives and media platforms. What is an open source information system? That is a system with public and modifiable source code. Why is cybersecurity important in information management? To protect data from breaches and misuse. A government census is important because informs demographic planning and policy. Learning analytics helps monitoring and improving learning outcomes. Social media plays a role in rapid information dissemination. What is the benefit of integrating GIS in urban planning? Provides spatial data for informed planning. Information empowers citizens by allowing participation in decision making. What is metadata? It's a data about the data. What role does information play in sustainable development? It helps balance economic, social, and environmental goals. A transparent information system results in accountability and trust. ICT in agriculture helps in dissemination weather and market information. Data visualization helps decision makers through clearer communication of complex information. Educational technology platforms rely on structured information and feedback. Access to real time information in transport systems leads to the efficient route planning and safety. The role of statistics in national development is to support informed policy making. Which sector benefits from health informatics? That is healthcare. Information asymmetry in market causes market failure and inequality. Why is data literacy important in education? To improve student outcomes and industrial strategies. Archiving information is important for the future reference and knowledge preservation. What is knowledge society? That is a society where knowledge creation and sharing is a key. Which is challenge in information management, that is data security and privacy. Information system in public administration enable service efficiency and transparency. What is e-governance? ICT enabled public service delivery. Which tool helps in online collaborative learning? Google Docs. A major concern with AI and information use is ethical and bias issues. A major concern with AI and information use is ethical and bias issues. Information plays a key role in rural development by supporting local governance and agriculture practices. In education, learning management system helps to manage and deliver context and track student progress. Open data initiatives encourages transparency and public engagement. One challenge in implementing ICT in education is unequal digital access. What sector gains from real-time financial information? That is banking and finance. A knowledge management system is used to capture, store and disseminate organizational knowledge. Which of the following is a digital literacy skill? That is word processing. A key feature of small cities is integrated information system for the governance. Remote sensing data is primarily used in environmental monitoring and planning. What is an information adult audit? That is assessing the flow, use and value of the information.